All right, Stanley, good job. Welcome, everybody. Got a special meeting for y'all today. It'll be a lot of fun, right, Frederick? Some of us have our Rotary shirts on, showing our spirit. Mine says, "We are people of action." So, Jan, you're our Rotarian of the day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let us pray silently together, each one of us, according to our individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our food, blessings for one another. Let us be a source of hope for those in need and contentment for those who are lonely. Let us give gratitude for our opportunity to serve Rotary. Let the feelings of love, kindness, and a gentle spirit always be reflected in our actions. Let's take a few moments to say a silent prayer. Amen. I pledge allegiance
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I've threatened to turn that around to see how many people really know the four-way test. I'll let you get away with it today. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do first.
If the word
Second.
if the fair law concern
Third.
will better friendships.
Fourth.
Will be better of all concern.
Fifth.
Is it fun? All right, thank you, Jan. Okay, so don't forget the cart buckets on the table. Remember, we have a 25 per person goal for the year, and that will have us exceeding our overall cart bucket goal. Cart bucket, remember, is for Alzheimer's research. Okay, guest and raffle. I have a guest today, so I have Virginia Simmons Rooks. She just got married. She is my mother-in-law, and so she is looking for volunteer opportunities in the community. So I invited her here today to see what we've kind of been doing over the past year. Any other guests? No? Okay.
Go ahead and do our raffle. We're gonna ask you to see Miss Virginia to go ahead and pick our lucky raffle.
Oh, yeah. All right, I get 10% of whatever this person.
All right, we have the lucky winner being ticket ending in 461. Oh, Dr. Price! I had to say that. I'm sorry.
Hey. I swear it's you. Up there.
We have the King of Spades. King of Spades.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Frederick. Do we have any prayer requests today? No prayer requests? Okay, good. Community announcements. Next Friday is First Friday in Millersville Main Street. Should be a really fun one. I wish I could go, but I have another event I have to go to. So, but it's food trucks and flannel. I hear that maybe Bigfoot is it Bigfoot? Yep. Sasquatch will be there. Food trucks and then chainsaw carving, I think I heard. So that should be a really cool First Friday. So check that out. And then let's see, club business. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of club business today because Frederick will have extra time to talk. But I just want to remind you that Rotary Leadership Institute is February 10th. And then the sign up is open for the district conference, which will be in Jekyll. And so if you're planning to go, if you could sign up by March 15th, that would help us with our citation goals. Is there any other club business we need to talk about? No? Well, I'm going to turn it over to Frederick today because he's got something special for you. And then after Frederick's presentation, we're gonna break up into groups for club assembly. So, all right, Frederick,
Thank you,
sure.
Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. All right, I just got one question for everybody out there before I get started. Because I took the shirt out, I thought it was a little bit small. Do I look like Macho Man up here? Or am I okay? Okay. Whew. I didn't think I was gonna be able to wear my shirt today, Aaron.
It's like you've been working out.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you, Will. I just started, but I'm not even gonna bring that up.
Exactly, that's the story if anybody else.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. All right, so just want to let you all know, very glad to be here to be able to present what we've done over the last 6 months with you all, or to you all. I also want to let you know that I've had a busy morning. I'm a little nervous, but all that's being surpassed by my zealousness that I have this morning. I'm very excited to be able to share this with you all. And I think you all will be excited to see what some of the things we've done as well. All right, so we're going to basically go over our service projects for the last 6 months since the Rotary year began in July. I'm going to start off today with a quote from Paul Harris. The quote says, "Rotary changes us and those we serve. I believe we can change the world one life at a time." That was a quote by Paul Harris. When I first read the quote, I thought to myself, that's interesting. I also wanted to say, Rotary also challenges us, right? I thought about, we're asked to pay our dues. We're asked to come to the club meetings. We're asked to participate on projects. We're asked to be a part of committees, be a part of the board. So I asked myself, what are these challenges? I really did ask myself, what are these challenges? And it really, what I came back with was, it challenged us to place service above ourselves. And then I looked at the quote again and I said, I think that's when Rotary really changes us. So that was my take back from that quote. But that was a quote from Paul Harris. Okay, just going to talk about our goals. These were the 4 goals that for service projects that we begin the Rotary year with. We wanted to complete 1 service project per month. We wanted to complete 50 volunteer service hours, contribute $2.3 thousand to service projects, and then we wanted to complete 1 service project for each RI area of focus. So far this year, those are our results. That's how we've met our goals so far this year. We've initiated 17 service projects and we've completed 15. We've accumulated 309 volunteer service hours. We've contributed $8,363 to service projects, and then there's a breakdown of where that came from. Just over 2,500 came directly from you all, club members, out of your pockets, off the floor, so to speak. 1,700, just over 1,700 came from the district grant, and then $3,900 of that came from our club's budget. So we've surpassed our goal for the $2.3 thousand for the 6 months, and that's an amazing thing. As well as completing 1 service project for each area of focus. There's 7 areas of focus, and then I'll go through them real quick because I know one of the things I am in my growth in Rotary is just kind of keeping these in our mind, but it's promoting peace, fighting disease, clean water, saving mothers and children, supporting education, economic development, and then protecting the environment. And so those are our focus areas. A lot of the work we do in service projects, we try to touch or fit that in the box of one of those areas. So we are, driving the mission forward for Rotary has built. So those are our that's how we've progressed, and that's where we are in our Rotary year. I just want to take a quick second for everybody, just give everybody applause. That's amazing. I mean, you're looking at 4 goals here, and we're 6 months through the Rotary year, and for every goal we've met except for the service project in each RI area, and we're sort of coming up with ways to tackle that, and we have 6 months left to go. So that's incredible work. Now that we've gone over this, because I want to make sure I stay on time, I want to shift. This is what we have contributed. This is what we have invested. All right, and I want to take a moment to go through a few slides to show you the return on that investment. So some of the things we've done and the impacts we've had in our community. The first project I'll talk about is the Millie Free Fridge. This is an ongoing service project. It was initiated by students at Georgia College. However, it's supported by the community. During the first 6 months of the year, we contributed a total of 2% of our total volunteer hours. So that 309 hours I showed you before, 2% of that has been contributed to the Millie Free Fridge. And just about 1% of the total contributed dollars for that 6-month period. Last month, we tried it. Our goal was to do one project per month. So support the Millie Free Fridge one time per month. We did it, I think, 3 to 4 times in the last 6 months. So, but it's an amazing project. I can tell you that we did it just last week. And when you fill it up, I mean, it's gone in an instant and it really speaks to the need that's in the community, in the area. And it shows the impact we're having on our community by seeing those things being used by those who need it. So just an exciting project, an ongoing project. If this is something that you would like to be involved in, like I said, we do it once a month. We try to do it once a month, whether it's cleaning or filling it up. Just let myself or somebody on the board know, and we'll definitely try to lock you in and do some great work with that. The second one is also an ongoing service project. This is Jill's books. If you all know, this project was attributed to our late Rotarian member, Jill, in her memory. This year, so far in the 6 months, 24% of our contributed dollar has gone to Jill Book Service Project. But I can tell you that Jill's book, that service project is fully funded by our district grant. So every year, that money that we get back from our district grant dollars, then we contribute it directly to this service project. So this is an amazing thing. Some of those pictures are speakers that have come in and spoken with the club. If you all remember, after the club, we do a book signing. That book signing then goes to the local library. It gets donated to the local library. So those are some of our speakers that have come in just in the past 6 months, 6 to 8 months, because there's Jennifer at the top. So that's basically how that goes. But 24% of the contributed dollars to that one. This service project here was the Baldwin County school food distribution. If you remember, over the summer, June, July, we did about 4 or 5 days where we went to Baldwin High School and handed out meals. During that summer, this club helped hand out over 15,000 meals. This took up 19% of our total volunteer hours. So a great contribution to our community in terms, especially when you think these children not being during the school year, they may not have a lunch or even evening snack. So this is sort of help fill that void. Dr. Price, we really appreciate all of your support and effort in helping us get that one off the ground as well. And then to the club, your time, the contributed dollars, that all also helped as well. Back to School Bash, this was in July. This took up 13% of our total volunteer hours, 7% of the total contributed dollars. We did a $500 check to support the event. There's a bounce house there or a bounce slide, and that was sort of purchased with those funds. You see Lynn there, and then you see Jennifer there in the bottom. We did hand out, I think it was like over 100 pencils or something like that. So, and then we were also charged with, managing the games, whether it was soccer or throwing the football. There's Jennifer. She's got a game going down there. I forgot. Jennifer, what was the name of that game? Oh, we were kind of making it up as we went. We really were making it up as we went. But it was a very fun event. Glad we could sort of support and be part of that as well. Caring Solutions in August, this took up 12% of our total contributed dollar. The amazing thing about this project was all the money that contributed to it came from you all, the club members. So none from the budget. I believe it was just over $895. There you see, we were all taking a picture. We're all holding baby items. We purchased things ranging from Pampers all the way to a car seat in support of our local Caring Solutions Center. They were very grateful to be able to receive those, and they were grateful for our service in that area as well. Moving on to September, there was a Peace Monument refresh. Very small input, but a very big impact. 2% of our volunteer service hours, 1% of our contributed dollars. Just a special thanks to go out to Bobby, Keith, Gail, and Brad Oliver. for helping out, you know, getting that peace monument cleaned up. They were kind of going around and then just cleaning up a little bit, hadn't been done in a while. But I can't tell you just there's some amazing things about this peace monument. This is the very first peace monument in the United States of America, right? If I'm okay, so very first, and the thing I'm most proud about and excited about is that this club is going to be able to showcase that this was the very first one through a rotary pin that will be I probably shouldn't be letting this out, but through a rotary pin that's going to be approved by Rotary. So that's amazing. You know, if these pins, peace, you know, when we do peace recognition once a year at that holiday, people in different states and different countries may have this pin to know, hey, this first peace monument in the United States was right here in Milledgeville, sponsored by the Milledgeville Rotary Club. So exciting there as well. Moving on to October 2023, we had our Macon Beer Fest. This project took up about 13% of our total volunteer hours. This was a joint service project with the Macon Rotary Club where we went and partnered with them downtown Macon, and basically was the focus area was preventing diseases. Men were being able to be screened for prostate cancer. And it was free screening. And once you got your screening, you walk around and drink all the beer you wanted. And it was an amazing time. Keith, I had a great time with Keith there. You might want to look at it, but we had a great time while we were out there. Had a great time. Actually went out to dinner afterwards and had a nice time. Me and my wife, him and his wife had a good time. But this was a great service project. They do this annually, and this is something that I really look forward to supporting again. So that was in October. Moving on, still in October, we did the October Early Learning Center Read for the Record event. This took up about 6% of our total volunteer hours. This is a partnership we really have with the Early Learning Center, whereby members of Rotary, once you're trained and background check completed, you just tell them when you want to come in and read to the children. Right now, we all know that literacy and reading is sort of a big issue, not just for our state, but for our country. And so this is a very impactful service project in order to just help our kids in our community begin to read, enjoy reading, and see where the fun is and all of that. So this was a good project, was supported by many of you. So I really appreciate that.
My favorite event.
Was that your
The
favorite?
kids were so appreciative. They were hugging me.
Aaron was telling me that when you were getting ready to leave, there was one just grabbing your leg like they didn't want you to. Yeah, one of the children just grabbing your leg like they didn't want you to leave. So yeah, that had to be special. I couldn't make it. Unfortunately, I was planning to be there, but some work called and I wasn't able to be there. But this is the sustainable project. This is something that we will be doing, as often as we can. As often as members would like to sign up and say that they would like to do this project, it's always there. And it's always a need in our community. All right, November. We moved into November. We started our Thanksgiving food box distribution. All right, this project accumulated of 37% of our total volunteer service hours and 30% of our total contributed dollar amount. For this project, I want to highlight our Interact Club for this one. Our Interact Club, we had a lot of members in our club show up and show out, y'all. We had a great time. But our Interact Club, when I tell you they showed up in numbers, and when I tell you the work that they did was incredible. I mean, the part of the job that probably no one wants to do is carry these boxes all the way from inside to outside, and they were just knocking it out. My son was there on the way home from the project. He just said, Dad, that was fun, out of nowhere. So he had an incredible time. We had an incredible time and delivering those boxes. I had a chance to ride around with my old Bill over there. We had a good time doing that as well. So this was a big impactful project. We do this annually. And I'd just like to say thank you for everybody who purchased the box or came to support the project. But those who purchased the box really helped in terms of the money that we generate. It actually saved the club. I'll go ahead and say that. It saved the club in some areas in terms of what we had set aside to carry out the project with the funds, set aside funds to carry out the project. So it saved us by all of your contributions here in the club. So really appreciate that as well. All right, moving on, still in November, Milledgeville Rotary Club partnered with the Lions Club Pediatric Cancer to make pediatric cancer blankets. And they actually knitted these blankets. You didn't?
We hand tied.
Hand tied them. I'm sorry. I was thinking y'all was knitting the fletches.
He gave me your life.
You know what? You know what? You know, here's what I say. And Nadine, if she was here right now, she'd probably sweep me out of here. That's my wife. She was asked if she wanted to volunteer and go to that project. I said, you're going to be knitting blankets. And I think she probably got nervous, like, I don't know how to knit. Why would I want? So maybe I should have told her you were tying blankets and she would have been more compelled to go. But that's funny. But you know, this is it promotes disease prevention. You know, these are going to children who are receiving treatment for cancer. And one of the things I've heard about, you know, those that are undergoing cancer is when you brighten their day with a gift or just their presence, and they get the most healing out of that kind of thing. So that blanket may go to someone who just wants that to be their prize blanket, and just the thought of that is really is a great thought. So that was the pediatric cancer blanket knitting. All right, so this next project was Cafe Central holiday lunch delivery. I like this project to be in the bucket, the focus area bucket of promoting peace. These are our peace officers. 6% of the total volunteer hours. It accumulated 6% of our total volunteer hours. And if you see up here at the top, that is the food delivery to Millersville PD. At the bottom here, this is when we delivered to the sheriff's department. And then that's some of the work, the members. I got a funny story about Laura too here in a minute. But that's the work we did. I can tell you, Mr. Humphreys, Jim Humphreys, who runs Cafe Central, was a very pivotal part of that project. We wouldn't have been able to do it without him. He supplied the food and the preparation and all that sort of thing. And so we were able to do that. Funny story about Laura though, when we walked into to where we were going to deliver, really things were chaotic, and we, you know, I don't think Jim thought we were going to be on time, and we were all early, and then Laura just starts doing stuff, right? So I see Laura over there just making plates, and we're all standing to the side like, what is? And I'm like, you know, that's a go-getter right here, because she don't have to wait until someone says, hey, you know, this is what I need you to do. She just jumped in, and it was natural. It was just a natural flow. I stood back because I don't have that natural skill, so. But it was a funny thing. Glad we got an opportunity to do it. Moving on, Baldwin County Fire Rescue Christmas present gift wrapping. This is another project where our Interact Club really showed out. That's a picture of them at the bottom. We did have some members that also showed up. That's a picture of Kristen and her daughter as well. They were wrapping presents, and so this was an event. Really, the fire department provided all the toys and everything, and they just needed somebody to wrap them. So we were able to support them with our volunteer efforts as well. And then the last one, Lockerly and Lights. Lockerly and Lights attributed 13% of our total volunteer hours and 34% of our total contributed dollars. This was a great project in the bucket as far as focus areas, definitely economic development in terms of, you know, growing our local business, but also bringing people to the area. I don't know how far out your patrons were in terms of coming to the event, but I did hear that you had some coming from different counties over to the event. So in terms of economic development and bringing people into our community, it knocked it right out of the park. So it was a great project, and looking forward next year, as well as you know, getting more participation and volunteer efforts from our club as well. All right, so I got through that. This slide here, I wanted to kind of just show you all the pure sponsorships and donations that the club has made. We made a total of just over $3,700 in pure sponsorships and donations, and there up there you see a list of those as well. I can say that we made an additional last night at the board meeting. We made an additional $900 contribution to the CHAMPS program, so that they're going to be receiving that additional $900 to support them with purchasing of shirts, books, different activities that they use when they're throughout their campaign of raising awareness to, preventing drugs and drug abuse and that sort of thing. So total amount of $3,700, great work there. And we're well within budget. So we're doing good in that area as well. Just looking ahead, we're really turning the corner real fast. It's Rotarian year. We're probably only got about 4 or 5 more months left to go, right? So turning the corner fast. February, a couple things that I'm looking into and working with the teams here on is really boosting our participation efforts with our Baldwin County residents and getting them to their cancer treatment appointments. That's something I worked with Lynn to sort of initiate last year. The participant level was not, we didn't have any at all participation, but we definitely want to keep that on our books in terms of trying to galvanize our club and participating on that project. I'm going to be working with Lynn on some ideas to do that. But I can tell you there's a need. I spoke with, I believe it was John at Baldwin here in the hospital here. And he said, there's always patients that just call and say, I'm not gonna be able to make it today. I don't have a ride. I don't have a way to get there. When they depend on, you would think they would depend on like services that would get them to them, but those services are often running behind. And their appointment is this time. And the ride didn't show up until 45 minutes until I needed to go. And I'm just not gonna be able to go today. So definitely something I think something that is really, it has a place here in Milledgeville with our club. And it definitely speaks to promoting disease prevention. So also Interact Club will be delivering Valentine cards to the Green Acres Nursing Home and along with the small gifts. So that's something that's also gonna be going on in February. March, we're going to be doing our 3rd grade book distribution. We've already purchased the books. We already have the books. That's where we go around to every 3rd grade classroom and give every 3rd grade student a book. So we're looking at doing that sometime in March. April, keeping Milledgeville, Baldwin County beautiful, Adopt a Road. That's a project that I'm working with Laura on. If y'all remember, Mr. Jeff Wells came and presented to the club a couple weeks ago and talked about the program. And this is something that we can support our focus area in supporting the environment. So right now we've looked at a mile-long road. It's right there off of Meriwether Road, right where Victory Baptist Church is. Victory Baptist Church would take the 1st mile of Meriwether Road. We would take the 2nd mile all the way down to the waste center, and that will be our ownership of keeping that patch of road clean. And so that would supporting the environment. And then last is in May, we're going to be doing a used eyeglasses collection drive where we collect used eyeglasses. I know I have some in my household. I think I have like 4 pair in my household where we can just collect those eyeglasses and then give them to the Lions Club. I believe the Lions Club, that's a focal area for them in terms of vision health, but to be able to have those glasses recycled or to be given to someone who can't afford maybe a pair of prescription glasses. So that's something we're also looking into. All right. With that being said, I know that was a lot. I know I'm over 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Were there any questions?
One more minute.
You got 1 more minute. Oh, awesome. Yes, sir.
One of your slides, you have 5 of 7 areas. What are the 2?
Oh, great question. So one area is supporting the environment, and I just talked about the Adopt a Road. Maybe we can knock that focal area out. The other one is water sanitation. And that one is just providing clean water, right? So we talked about this last night and thinking when we do break out in our groups here in a minute, to start thinking about ideas, kicking the can down the road in terms of what we can do as a club to support clean water. So that's a great question, Mark. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right.
All right.
Moving in.
Dr. Thompson. Thank you.
So I charged, Frederick, I told him I wanted one youth service project a month this year, and we have well exceeded that. So thank you to everyone who has jumped on board and helped out with that. I really do appreciate it. So, now we have 20 minutes left. So let's take about 10 minutes to break up into our groups for club assembly so we can talk about our different areas. And then we'll take the last 10 minutes of the meeting for someone from the chairman of each group to tell us what they come up with during their meeting. So Frederick, if you want to talk about service projects, you can meet at this table with Frederick. Kristen, membership, you can stay here. Lynn, if you want to do foundation, if you want to move up to this front table. Public image, what am I missing? Yeah, Michelle with public image. Am I missing something? No? Okay.
Yeah, the bylaws.
The bylaws, yes, Dawn. So Dawn will grab a table over here somewhere and the bylaws committee, if you'll just get with Dawn. All right, so everybody, if you want to just kind of rotate to where your committee.
What I'm gonna try to do.
What you do think about it, we do one time a month, you say, you know, every month. I'm gonna do something good. Right, I understand. If you sit here and doesn't leave, and then once a month, I get also send something that says, hey, this is, that's the only thing that's maybe last year. I like this, like.
And move it back after.
Yes.
After last year. Oh, yes.
I was thinking about it too. I'm not trying to force that down.
Yeah.
We get the spreadsheet. That this person- If someone. I was asked two tickets. I said, don't get started from club to. We actually do the paperwork. We had to go to our Hogan Plus instead of general line. If we want to. If it makes sense. We can still that. So.
You know, one thing, I just don't feel like.
You might have to, killing two birds with one stone. That's like ensuring, like. The day on the spot on the road. Right. You know, so. We don't have a project. But I think that's a decent way to make sure. We tell you. General money. That money. Which go that at work, I'm just gonna wrap it down. It's just a little bit extra time. And some people have already done that. So that's it.
I'm good with it.
We want to run. I would say, let's just say Greg's on 2 tickets. I'm not going to Greg and say, Greg, would you like to do that? If you're $100, yes, do it $100. I don't want to go into like.
But I think. Yeah. Friend that we get on, I don't know if see. So you tell everybody you go find it, see it, like share it. Yes. Somehow tied into it.
Nobody really.
And once you see that, when they know someone's going to do that, once you quit, great thing. You got those like search on to the board. We still make the post and sort the balance.
Listen.
12 months. So they also declare importantly too.
Yeah.
Worry about me. You still have to answer.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, good. How you doing? Good, good. Yeah, yeah. All of our schools.
I thought it was fine, but if you give. I don't see how anybody can get.
Think winter's over. You'll think the heart's so fucking. You'll have a day or two. You know.
That was a year. People at this table.
Hard job. This guy,
Look, I was gone, get back what I wanted. I got like 2 and 3 weeks.
Good. It's awesome. Chef,
Yeah.
there you go. Wow.
In my yard, I got this screen back, looks like CFO. Yeah. Well, I had one surgery, credit roaster, I really pretty.
We did the exact same thing.
Blue line. They don't get that.
Well, they do.
Right. And they came home and said, "Well, no, no, sir, get away from the house." And, oh, came up, broke it. That's why we broke it. It didn't eat it.
Right.
All right, let's start wrapping up our conversations. All right, is everybody ready to report? Okay, Kristen.
So, fallout. You know, we've had some fallout this year, some people transitioned in their life, different chapters they're moving into. And so, with membership, we are looking at a different approach that Paul had, which we have a number of industries here that aren't even represented in Rotary that I think our club would benefit from as well as their company would benefit from. So I thought that was an excellent idea to look at. The banks that aren't represented, the bigger companies in the town that aren't represented, they're in just complete industries that we don't even have representation in the Rotary Club at all. So I think that that's a great start.
So we're gonna make a list and reach out to them?
Yes.
Excellent, great, thank you, Kristen. All right, Lynn, you wanna go next?
This is the foundation committee, which met, discuss some different possibilities. And we hope to bring a program to you in February, second week of February. Some information about some strategies and things and give you an update on where you are and if you want to know what you need to do to move forward with Paul Harris or any of those things, we'll have it for you in February, the second week of February. Any suggestions that you have, please share those with me or personal, any of us. And we'll talk about it again in February and see where we go. We'll go with it. But we saw today with Fred's presentation, what Rotary's about and where the money goes and what we've accomplished in this community. In this club, if you look at this community, and I say this, may hurt some other clubs, this is the most active club in Millersville and the club that I believe does the most good. We accomplished the most. Heard a lot about that today. we should take a lot of pride in that, what we do, where our money is going, what we're accomplishing. So we'll bring all that to you in February and we'll go from there.
All right, Michelle?
Okay. Public image. So first off, I want to say kudos to Fred and his presentation and his enthusiasm and leadership. That was mentioned first at the table. However, you know, I think a lot of people have been completely excited because of the hands-on experience in it. So thank you, Fred. Couple things. One, work on doing more posts and being more consistent in what we're doing in the community. But an idea that William had is creating a template through the same platform where our raffle emails go out and share this information with them so they see where their donation of that raffle ticket is going to and what we're doing with it. And I thought that was an excellent idea because that gets them more involved and makes them feel good that it's not just paying $50 for a raffle ticket and I didn't win, but my $50 is doing this. So that's something that I think would be great and try to implement that quickly. Another thing we were talking about, how we did the Millie Free Fridge. Well, Karen went back at the bank and sent an email out at our business, and we ended up with so many coats and blankets and stuff, it was unreal. And so just trying to have all of us share that kind of information with the community and post stuff and maybe set up drop points throughout the county. And then I post that on Facebook so people know where to drop things off so they can be involved. They're like, oh, well, I know so-and-so that works here. I could go drop my stuff off to them. So trying to do that to make them the community feel more involved with what we're doing for the community. And then also posting our highlights quarterly in the papers and have that where everybody has the opportunity to look at it in that environment as well. And then just reminding to like and share all posts.
Thank you. Dawn?
Well, we didn't talk about a whole lot except for trying to get the bylaws redone. We've had a meeting and then some of the stuff didn't go over. So we're going to be coming back to the, home plate reboot and figuring out what, I got some more ideas about this. So we'll be sending that back out. The only other thing where we talked about was the ticket sales, and everybody did such a great job with these tickets, and our ticket team got it all done. Fred's leading us all the way, and everybody did a fantastic job trying to get all these sold. So we're finally done. Everything's done. Everything's in the bank, so we can move on with that. So I'm super excited about that.
And speaking about the tickets and the raffle, we've been invited to come to district conference to discuss how we do the raffle and, just they want to share this throughout the whole district because people are really impressed with how we do our raffle. Okay, Frederick. Last but not least.
Looking ahead, just want to second Lynn's comment. This is the best club in Millersville. This is the best club in Millersville. Just want to second that. And it's incredible because of all of you, as well as the board, Michelle, everyone on the board. We're doing a great job, Birchberry, and just incredible. So I want to second that comment. But our committee today, we just talked about, we're looking ahead. We're looking at March for doing our third grade book distribution. We talked about logistics a little bit in terms of getting the information we would need to get that kick started. So we kind of got those assignments out there. Also, just for everybody's knowledge, in March is when we're going to be doing this service project. It's probably most likely going to be on a Thursday following the meeting. So just want everybody to have that on your radar. On a Thursday after a meeting in March, we're going to be doing our third grade book distribution. I would like for as many of us as possible to join that project and be on that project. Dr. Price just said something in terms of us being in the classroom with the kids and tell them about Rotary. I think as many faces that they can see, that would be a great, exciting thing. So we talked about logistics on that. We're looking at getting that started in March.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And last thing, the last Thursday of this month is slated for a social. So, no, of February. Sorry, February's got 5 Thursdays. cause it's leap year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our last meeting, our social is the 29th of February. So if y'all have some thoughts or ideas of what you would like to do, where you'd like to go, let us know, because we're trying to think of, what everyone would enjoy in February. All right, so thank y'all so much. Y'all did a great job. I'm proud of every one of you. You're all awesome in our own ways. Okay, anything else? No, all right, we're adjourned.
Sorry. Any other-